The security environment of the Nordic region has shifted in ways that are both subtle and profound. Northern Europe is not facing a single dramatic threat that demands spectacular weapons or grandiose military gestures. Instead, Nordic states are confronting a persistent mix of airspace violations, unmanned aerial systems, cruise missiles, electronic warfare, and hybrid pressure aimed at critical infrastructure and civilian life. In this context, air defense has moved from a niche military capability to a core pillar of national resilience. The Nordic answer to this challenge is not built around a single high-end shield, but around a flexible, layered, and sustainable system. Increasingly, NASAMS is emerging as the backbone of that approach. The geography of the Nordic region explains much of this choice. Long coastlines, vast forests, sparse populations, and extreme weather conditions make centralized defense architectures both vulnerable and inefficient. A small number of expensive, static air defense sites would be difficult to protect and easy to saturate. Nordic military thinking has long prioritized dispersion, mobility, and redundancy. Air defense is no exception. NASAMS aligns closely with this tradition by offering a distributed architecture in which sensors, launchers, and command elements can be separated, relocated, and integrated across wide areas. NASAMS is often misunderstood as merely a missile system. In practice, it is better described as an air defense ecosystem. Its open architecture allows it to integrate multiple radar types, command and control nodes, and effectors. The system can employ AIM-120 AMRAAM and AMRAAM extended range missiles, which are already familiar to Nordic air forces through their fighter fleets. This commonality simplifies logistics, training, and long-term sustainment. For countries that emphasize cost control and life cycle efficiency, this matters as much as raw performance. Norway's role is central to this story. As the country where NASAMS was originally developed, Norway has shaped the system around its own defense requirements, which closely mirror those of its Nordic neighbors. Protecting air bases, ports, energy infrastructure, and northern regions exposed to Arctic conditions has always required a solution that could operate reliably with limited manpower and under harsh environmental stress. NASAMS has evolved alongside these requirements, making it a natural foundation for broader Nordic air defense cooperation. Finland's security environment adds another layer of relevance. With a long land border facing Russia and a national doctrine built around total defense, Finland places exceptional emphasis on protecting society as a whole, not just military units. In this context, NASAMS supports more than traditional air defense missions. It contributes to safeguarding airports, power grids, government facilities, and population centers against drones and low-flying threats. The system's ability to integrate sensors and to cue other counter-unmanned aerial system measures fits well with Finland's emphasis on layered, resilient defense rather than point protection alone. Sweden's trajectory reinforces this pattern. As Sweden integrates more deeply into NATO structures, interoperability has become a strategic requirement rather than a political aspiration. NASAMS provides a practical solution because it is already widely used within the alliance and can plug into NATO-integrated air and missile defense networks. For Sweden, the value lies not only in national defense, but also in the ability to contribute meaningfully to collective security in the Baltic Sea region and beyond. A recurring question is why Nordic countries have not prioritized large-scale deployments of systems such as Patriot. The answer is not a lack of ambition or capability, but a deliberate strategic calculation. Patriot offers powerful long-range and high-altitude interception capabilities, but it is costly, manpower-intensive, and best suited to defending a limited number of high-value sites. Nordic defense planners have instead favored a layered approach in which multiple medium-range systems, combined with short-range and non-kinetic measures, provide broader coverage and greater resilience. NASAMS fits squarely into this model, acting as a flexible middle layer that can be expanded or reinforced as needed. The rise of drones and hybrid threats has further strengthened the case for NASAMS. Unmanned systems are no longer rare or exotic. They are cheap, proliferating, and increasingly used for reconnaissance, harassment, and sabotage. Shooting down every drone with expensive interceptors is neither economical nor necessary. NASAMS does not solve this problem alone, but it provides the command and control backbone that allows air defense forces to combine hard kill and soft kill options intelligently. In Nordic societies, where protecting civilian infrastructure and avoiding unnecessary escalation are political priorities, this measured approach resonates strongly. Interoperability is another decisive factor. Nordic defense cooperation has accelerated rapidly in recent years, often moving faster at the military level than in formal political frameworks. Shared training, joint exercises, and cross-border operations are becoming routine. NASAMS functions as a common technical language within this emerging ecosystem. By enabling data sharing and coordinated engagement across national boundaries, it strengthens the credibility of the Nordic region as a coherent part of NATO's northern flank. Cost and sustainability considerations cannot be ignored. Nordic defense budgets have grown, but they remain constrained by strong welfare states and public expectations of fiscal responsibility. NASAMS offers a balance between capability and affordability. Its modular design allows incremental upgrades rather than wholesale replacement, reducing long-term financial pressure. This aligns with the Nordic political culture, where defense investments are expected to be steady, transparent, and defensible to the public over decades rather than electoral cycles. Public perception plays a quiet but crucial role in this dynamic. Nordic societies tend to accept military preparedness when it is framed as defensive, proportionate, and integrated into broader societal resilience. NASAMS does not symbolize militarization or power projection. Instead, it represents preparedness without alarmism. This makes it politically sustainable and socially acceptable, reinforcing the long-term stability of defense policy. Looking ahead to the early 1930s, NASAMS should be understood not as an endpoint, but as a foundation. Advances in sensors, artificial intelligence, and counter-unmanned aerial system technologies will continue to reshape air defense. The strength of NASAMS lies in its ability to absorb these innovations without forcing a complete redesign of the system. For the Nordic region, this adaptability is a strategic asset. In sum, the growing role of NASAMS in Nordic air defense reflects deeper choices about how security is achieved and maintained. Rather than pursuing maximum range or symbolic prestige, Nordic states are investing in systems that are flexible, interoperable, and sustainable. NASAMS embodies this philosophy. It is not the most dramatic element of Nordic defense, but it may prove to be one of the most important, quietly underpinning the region's security in an increasingly complex and contested air domain.